In story time, we shall continue part 2 of Othello. Montano was the governor of Cyprus. He was anxiously looking out to sea where a fearful storm was raging against Athens. There was an anxious crowd on the shore. Everyone was asking if the Turks would arrive before Othello and his troops arrived, and whether all the ships would be wrecked in the terrible storm. What ship can hold together when such mountains of water fall on her? Asked Montano. The Turkish ships can never live in such seas. Cesario, who was Othello's second in command, arrived. He brought the news. Most of the Turkish ships are sunk. Othello is still at sea. The strong wind separated my ship from his. He gave a pitiful cry. "O heaven, preserve my master!" Soon after, another messenger arrived. He brought the news that Iago's ship had just reached the harbor safely. "Ha!" exclaimed Cassio. "Even the storm bends before the beauty of Desdemona." Montano asked who Desdemona was. The wife of Othello, too lovely to describe. Cassio said to him. Very soon Desdemona reached the governor in his castle. "What news of Lord Cassio?" asked Desdemona anxiously. "He has not arrived yet. We are watching for his ship." Desdemona was very anxious. She stood near Cassio and took his hand for comfort. Cassio was an old friend of hers and of Othello. He had helped Othello in his courtship of Desdemona. Desdemona was deeply grateful to him. She valued him as a friend, but her whole heart was given to Othello. The trusty Iago watched Desdemona and Cassio holding hands. His evil thoughts began to work. Ah, he is shaking her hands. He is kissing her fingers. He is whispering in her ear. With things like this, I am going to catch him in my net. Iago was actually an evil man. He was not at all trustworthy. He hated Othello because he envied him. For the same reason, he hated Cassio also. Recently, Othello had appointed Cassio as his second in command. Iago had a grudge. He thought that he was an older officer and should have been promoted to the next higher rank instead of Cassio. The envious Iago began to plan to ruin Othello and Cassio. If Desdemona also was ruined, it would make his victory complete. Iago planned to rouse Othello's jealousy and drive him mad with it. Cassio was much younger than Othello. He was Desdemona's countryman. He was handsome, charming, and very popular with the ladies. Iago was planning to make Othello think that Desdemona loved Cassio in secret. His evil heart was filled with joy on seeing Cassio and Desdemona holding hands. There was a sudden shout. "A sail! A sail!" Othello's ship had reached the harbor safely. Desdemona ran to meet Othello. "Oh, my heart is filled with joy," she cried. Othello kissed her hand and said, "May our love increase as the days go by." Othello turned to the governor. "The war is over," he told him. "The storm has fought the battle for us. Our enemies are drowned." Othello led Desdemona into the castle. The wrecking of the Turkish ships and safe arrival of Othello and his troops made the whole island rejoice at. Cyprus was safe. The people were very happy. Wherever people went, there was feasting and revelry. The streets rang with shouts and laughter. Cassio in charge of the guards that night. Othello had given strict orders that the soldiers should not get drunk. The drunken disorder might turn the people against the rule of Venice. Iago set to work to make Cassio drunk. Cassio at first refused. Little by little, he was given one glass to another, and soon he became completely drunk. For the men under him, it was a bad example. The wily Iago then persuaded another officer to quarrel with Cassio. The two officers started fighting. When Montano, the governor, intervened, Cassio wounded him. There was complete disorder and utter confusion among the officers and men. Iago sent a man secretly to ring the castle bell as if a dangerous mutiny had broken out instead of merely a drunken quarrel. The ringing of the bell alarmed the city. Othello woke up. Othello rushed to the scene of the quarrel. "Stop that bell," he ordered. "It will alarm the whole island." He turned to Iago and asked, "Honest Iago, tell me who began this." Iago pretended to defend Cassio. However, he spoke in such a way that he made Cassio's fault seem graver than it really was. Cunningly he said, "But men are men. Even the best sometimes forget." Othello said to him, "I know your honesty, Iago. You are trying to make Cassio's wrongdoing appear less serious. But I must insist on strict discipline, Cassio. You will never be my officer." The first trick of Iago had succeeded. Cassio, his hated rival, lost his rank. Then Iago planned his second trick. He went to see Cassio pretending to help him. Cassio was desperate with shame and remorse. "How ashamed of myself," he exclaimed, adding, "Oh God, that man should put an enemy in them mouths to steal away their brains." Cunning Iago began to speak. "Pah! Any man can get drunk now, and no harm is done. I'll tell you what to do. Our general's wife is now the general. She can do anything with Othello. Ask her to beg Othello to give you back your rank. Othello will favor anything she asks for." On hearing Iago's suggestion, Cassio became very cheerful. "That's a good idea," he told Iago. "I'll go to her early in the morning and ask her to help me. I'm sure she will. Thank you, honest Iago, for your good advice. You are a true friend." Honest Iago smiled to himself. His wicked plan would succeed. Certainly Desdemona would beg Othello to forgive Cassio. In the meantime, he would plant the seeds of jealousy in others' mind. Thus Desdemona, in pleading with her husband, would seem to plead for her lover. In story time, we shall continue part 3 in the upcoming video.